Hello and welcome to the 9th event of the McDolphin Team Cup 2022, Double Dash. A classic event here today. I am Zach McDolphin, your host as always. The Double Dash then, making its third appearance in 3 MTCs. A fan favourite, and a team's favourite too. Particularly Marine Team, as they've won both iterations with style so far. They are current championship leaders, holding a 19-point lead over the Icy Blasts, as it stands. The format, you should hopefully know this format, but see, the teams with two of their marbles will go head to head with one another on this course. Then the first team to get both their marbles across the line first, they will advance to the quarterfinals, from then into semi-finals, and finally a final and a third place match. The way these seedings are working for this event are, we've got rather than either random, which we often have, or reverse championship seeding, we've got, first and last number. With here, we've got first against 9th, second against 10th, third against 11th, for example. So it's not giving the top teams too much of a huge advantage of putting them against the back teams. Although, to be fair, the lower teams in the standings, particularly Octopi and Kogega, became third and fourth in two different versions of this event in the past. So, maybe they're probably happy to be against the likes of the Ladybirds and Speedy Sloths, our top two. Anyway, it's time to get on with this event, starting straight off with Marine Team in our first heat. They find themselves then up against the Ladybirds, our championship leaders and favourites, up against 9th place team Ladybirds, who are a consistent team generally. So, you expect Marine Team to be able to win though. Let's find out. They are off to the early advantage, but there's a bit of a gap here. We put Whale at the lead. Marine Team right now have it though. Dolphin now putting both the Ladybirds and Whale with a big gap over Dolphin, but both in a safe distance and both ahead of the Ladybirds. Marine Team advancing to the quarterfinals. Not surprised there. Now we have 5th place in the standings and 5th place in this event last year. Our reigning champions are the Electric Eels, as well as Seahorses, who currently sit down in 13th in the standings, and, well, less comfortably right now. What can these two do here? They're off. Electric Eels are off to the lead. Seahorses seem to be dropping back. They're keeping pace, but it's not going to be enough to beat the dynamic duo of Volt and Shock. Those two, both very strong competitors, and Pipefish and Cornerfish, that is, are out. Now you have 6th place Cool Chameleons up against 14th place Parrots. Now this is a big one. These two are massive rivals of each other, so they're obviously wanting, as well as for their own championships, they're very different battles, these two, but also just for their rivalry against each other. And they're away. Chameleons off to the early advantage, but Parrots are closing in, Could they take it? Yes, they've caught the lead now, and they have a comfortable advantage in the end over the Cool Chameleons. That's going to be the second bottom half finish in a row for the Chameleons, and the second top half finish in a row for the Parrots, who are trying to climb their way out of potential relegation to the pre-qualifiers next season. Now, Carnival Crew and Green Jungle is familiar with each other in this event. They faced each other in the heats last year. By chance, they are up again. Green Jungle's got bronze in that event, while Carnival Crew obviously didn't make it into the top half. They're away, and Carnival Crew have the lead, as we see the top lane often does, but they've got a big gap between the two, and the Jungles are now pulling into a comfortable enough lead, and we have both marbles in front of both Carnival Crew, who have a big separation there. They have a look at that. 4th place team, though, are out to the 12th place team. Carnival Crew being judged to be acceptable distance between each other, so no disqualification there. You have to be over a straight between the marbles, and you incur a disqualification. But Carnival Crew did not break that breach of regulation, so they're fine. This should be quite a spicy round. We have the Cream Team, who were the silver medalists in this event back in 2020, and the 2021 4th place finishers Octopi in this event. These two teams compete against each other quite often, although not really rivals. They do enjoy beating each other though. They're away, and Cream Team have the early advantage. Can they hold it? They're staying very close together, but the Octopi are right behind them. Right down to the line, but Cream Team will advance, and the Octopi continue their struggle this season. They're 15th in the standings, and, well, the 16th in fact, but on tiebreak. No, the 16th on tiebreak. So they'll be staying down towards the bottom of the standings. Although it was a quick time, but not going well. 8th place Cream Team, however, are advancing. Now the Green Turtles against Team McDolphin. Team McDolphin statistically the best team, but having a poor season and never done well in this event before. They've, in fact, finished a disastrous 15th in this event last year, and lost a championship with a 9th place in this event back in 2020, Green Turtles didn't do great in 2020 and didn't qualify last year. What can they do here though? They're off and out into the other advantage. Team McDolphin keeping good track of the front marble, but the Turtles a bit of bumping between them. But yeah, they are comfortably going to be advancing, and that's good for the team third in the standings. Team McDolphin to be quickly clarified for separation, and they'll be given the all clear. Their time is not good, but it will stand, so points are still possible for McDolphin. Another pairing in the heat with lots of success. Silver medalists last year, the Fritzes, and bronze medalists 2 years ago, the Colgate Club, who will have it here. They're away, and Fritzes off to the early lead. The Colgate Club are fighting back. It's one of the closest ones we've seen, possibly the closest. But Fritzes narrowly will hold on from the Colgate Club, and the Fritzes, 7th in the standings, will take out 15th in the standings in a very close battle. Now we have Icy Blast and Speedy Sloths. Icy Blast, a new team, never done this event before. Speedy Sloths have only got I think a face of their best result in there so far. But slightly different line, they've got Buttercup instead of Synthetic we normally have in this event. It will be out of second place team, the Icies, or the Sloths, a very strong runner. They're away, and Blast off to an early lead, but it's very short-lived, and the Sloths are pulling into a comfortable one here, and they are going to get an easy advancement, and that's terrible news for the Icy Blasts. With Marine Team, Electric Eels, Green Turtles all advancing, second place team in the standings could well be getting deposed from that spot. You now to the quarter-final stage. This one should be a spicy one. Two MTC champions, Marine Team and Electric Eels. Marine Team obviously the favourites, but Electric Eels are always a team you can depend on to do a good job under pressure. And they're away, and it's a very even start, and actually, Eels right to have the lead. Can Marine Team try and catch up? Whale is, but Dolphin is not doing it, and for the first time ever, Marine Team will not win a round in the Double Dash, and they will be full in the quarterfinals. Whale did all they could, but Dolphin just couldn't keep up, and Electric Eels, Volt and Shock are carrying themselves into the semi-finals the second time in their careers. Maybe they're trying to get the first medal in this event. Tropical Duo have teams in the second of our quarterfinals, Parrots and Green Jungles, both in the lower half of the standings. Both competed in the Rainforest Cup quite a few years ago now. Both not really rivals, however. They all both have their own remaining ones already. And Parrots have the lead. The Green Jungles look to have the advantage right now. And they're stretching. Parrots are making a push though, but they're not quite going to get there. They were more close together, but doesn't mean much when you can't be quite ahead. One of the closest rounds I've seen so far though. Green Jungles are into the semi-finals for this event for the second year in a row. Good job by Jaguar and Toucan. Now, Cream Team against Green Turtles. Green Turtles with Marine Team out want to capitalise on possibly only one of their title contenders being in the semi-finals. But Cream Team, obviously, they've also got plenty to fight for. Maybe try and join the chasing pack for the title. They're away, and Cream Team do have the minor advantage, but it's coming back to Turtles. Cream Team can't stay close together. But now they're coming back. But it's not going to be enough. The Green Turtles will get themselves into the semi-finals. Gulliver and Cammy doing a good job to be whipped cream and single creamy. Now, in our final quarter-final, we have the Fritzes up against the Speedy Sloths. Don't really know who the favourite is. You would have thought Fritzes, but you never know the Speedy Sloths. They are a good team. Are now even, and the Sloths are now taking a very small lead. The Fritzes are going to try and fight it back. And the Sloths got the separation. That's a really close finish. It's a Wiggy and Amber Fritz, very close there. We're going to have to look at the replay for the first time in this event. Let's see this. So the Sloths, well, Fritzes are very marginally ahead, but the Sloths quickly get it through the first turn, the exit. The Fritzes keep closing in. Then we'll see going around the final turn, the penultimate turn, Fritzes have it. Then into the final one. Look at this. Simply closing and closing, and he will get past. That is so close. Possibly the closest ever finish we've had in the Double Dash. And the Speedy Sloths are going through to the semi-finals. Only their second top 4 finish of the season for a very strong team. Finally, getting some results they were expecting in this season. Now for the semi-finals. Electric Eels, who've just slayed the Giant up against the Green Jungles, who are quietly consistent in this event. And they're away, and Eels off to an early advantage. Jungles are keeping it close though. We've reached a stage where the teams are so evenly balanced, but Eels now putting into advantage, and they are through to the final, and they'll be getting their first Double Dash medal for sure. Green Jungle's going to try to fight for their second bronze in this event, against whoever comes second in our next semi-final. Two shiny green teams, Green Turtles the darker one on the top, and the lighter, the Speedy Sloths below. Neither of these teams have reached this far in this event before. They're both wanting to capitalise and then boost themselves up in their part of the standings. They're away, and the Turtles have the current advantage. Sloths are going to fight it though. They've had to fight some tough competitors, And it's so close, they are barely separated. And it's another close one with the Sloths again at the bottom. They might have had it, but I don't know. We're going to have to check the replay for the second time with the Sloths. Let's see then. Barely anything between them for the entire run. Effectively. Advantage switching very minorly, multiple times. We go to the final stretch then. And again, the Speedy Sloths, by a whisker, will take the advancement. And the Green Turtles will be up against the Green Jungles in the third place match in just a second. Here they are then in the blocks. Jungles against Turtles, both green, are away. And the Jungles look to have the slight advantage. Turtles are still there, and it's another very close one. Jungles have a bit more separation, but they also have a bit more speed, and they will hold it. The Dying Green Turtles, their first podium, well, fourth podium of the season, while getting their second. The Green Jungles take their second bronze in this event in a row. And so then, the final. Electric Eels versus Speedy Sloths. Two very successful teams, two overall podium finishes last season. Both getting their first podiums in the Double Dash. And no way, Eels have another advantage. Sloths are keeping close, and they take the lead now. They're pulling into a gap. Eels are close. Can they be close enough? No, they cannot, and the Speedy Sloths have finally taken their first gold of the 2022 McDolphin Team Cup. They joined Team McDolphin and Marine Team, and yeah, just those two, in getting a gold medal in every season, and in good style, great fashion too. Two very close finishes, but a comfortable win in the final in the end, over a big team in the Electric Eels. And they'll be very happy about that. Electric Eels also won't be too disappointed, but they will sad to miss out on yet another gold medal on this season. And emphatic scenes then for the Speedy Sloths, as they are standing on the top of the podium. Sidwiggy and Buttercup. Buttercup's first ever time on the top step of the podium individually. Or admittedly, duo does count for individual tallies, that is. Sidwiggy was two-time sprint winner and fourth place earlier this season. Surprisingly, the first time they've been on the podium this season, Speedy Sloths. For a team who, well, third in both of the last two MTCs. That's something that they weren't expecting. They've been quite consistent, but they're finally getting themselves a big result today. It'll really help them boost up in standings. Electric Eels as well. This will also be massively helpful for them. They are fifth coming into this. Let's see where they come out in just a second. Green Jungle as well. Very similar to last year. In the shadows of all the other teams who advanced, who got to this stage. Green Turtle being a title contender, potentially, and the other two being Electric Eels also a title contender, and Speedy Sloths a big team. They look to go under the radar here, but they've also done a very good job to give themselves a second bronze medal in the Double Dash. Standings just being calculated. I'll be with you in a second. And here are the standings then. And Marine Team's gap is now being reduced actually by 1 point. The Electric Eels now take second, meaning our two current champions are 1 and 2 in the standings. Green Turtles also passed the Icy Blast to third, and are also within range, striking distance, of Marine Team. Meanwhile, down the bottom, Octopi become the first team to be eliminated from championship contention, and which is not at all they were expecting after winning in the qualifiers and getting 5th last season. It's all completely fallen apart. Meanwhile, Speedy Sloths jump up to 5th there from tied 9th. So, and Green Jungles make a bit of a jump too. Anyway, that's all we have time for today. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time for Elimination. Goodbye.